Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a special guest that's joining us from the team behind SuperTrade, a prop trading firm that helps traders to secure funding for cryptocurrencies and other forms of financial assets. We're going to delve into his early experiences in the world of finance and how SuperTrade is going to set the stage for traders worldwide. We're also going to explore the unique features that set SuperTrade apart from other platforms and how it's going to empower traders at all levels to achieve their financial goals. So whether you're a seasoned trader or you're just totally starting out, this conversation with Ted, the founder of SuperTrade, is going to provide valuable insights into the ever-evolving landscape of trading and technology. So sit back, relax, and let's just get into it, guys. Hello, bro. How you doing?
All good, all good.
We taking a very deep dive into SuperTrade today, but before we can kick things off, I would just like to know what's the story behind SuperTrade? How did this whole prop trading journey get started? What's your experience in general?
Right. So SuperTrade.com is the prop trading firm, and there are many other prop trading firms, but each one has a different set of features and also assets available for trading. And I'd like to tell that at SuperTrade, we allow four major group of assets to trade in pairs against dollar, or if it's about forex, and in pairs of currencies. So basically, these are, as I mentioned, forex, also crypto, stock indices, and precious metals. So gold, silver, copper. And I'd like to tell that we haven't launched yet, but the platform launches very soon. And as many other prop trading firms, we allow two ways of entry. So people can either go for direct, also known as instant deposit, or they can buy or somehow maybe win a two-phase challenge. And if they are done with it, then they can proceed and trade with the firm's funding up to $100K and pocket up to 80% of profits if they're profitable. And that's it. I think plain and simple.
So you mind telling us how did you come about with the whole idea?
Well, as I'm the head of growth and not the originator of the idea, I wouldn't tell that there is too much novelty in the idea behind this, business model. As for the team, I'd like to tell that many of the team members with whom I previously worked a lot as partners, because I come from DeFi background and I collaborated with them a lot, they also come from, I would tell, like crypto background, like Web3 projects. It sounds like it's been like the next reasonable step for the whole team to take, try some different approach. I should also advise that technically prop trading would not be considered like a real Web3 startup, because we do not provide any, let's say, ownership rights to any assets. That's basically a trading platform. So people just trade prices and they win and get to pocket the profits if they're correct. But it's not like on an exchange where you really hold on to the asset. Many people prefer that, especially if you're a trader and you basically care for profits and price action and not really want to delve too much about the ownership rights or maybe how you hold and handle that. So that may be very, very lucrative way of just doing what you're interested.
Sometimes we do have beginner traders, people who are just recently coming into the trading space, and people who have at least tested the waters just to know how trading feels like. So, in a simple way, how would you say trading prop firms like yours can actually help them in the journey?
So we indeed try to differentiate different, let's say, target audiences or groups of traders based on their experience, first and foremost. And for beginners, we have the academy, and I'd like to admit that many different, not only prop trading firms, but also exchanges and trading platforms also have their own academies. But we really take this seriously. We don't just, add it because everybody else does it. Instead, we really try to collaborate with the best mentors, often with experience of real trading in big capital firms in various either stock exchanges or maybe forex, maybe various investment banks. So people who really know what they're doing and then can put their name on it. And these people would be creating courses for beginner traders, and then maybe some extra advanced courses. For instance, extra technical indicators will be broken down so that there is some content that can be shared beyond the beginner traders. So yeah, indeed, we are taking this very seriously, and we want the academy to be like one of the best-selling features of our brand, and not just something that we have because everybody else does. So yeah, I really would like to invite everyone to check at least once in a while what new we've added to the academy. There will be really reputable mentors giving proper lectures, lessons, and maybe workshops for our audience.
That sounds pretty amazing because I previously just I've been doing trading for a while now and
Awesome.
mostly started with trading indices and just got some interest in trading meme coins. I think that was a couple of years ago, and it would have been pretty amazing if I would have gotten to be a part of the academy sooner. So I think it's something that upcoming traders can also benefit from in the long term. And if I may ask personally, because apart from the academy, are there any sort of tech or super trade toolkits that can actually help traders have an edge?
Well, it may always change later on, but currently we rely heavily on TradingView setup, and I think it's rather a benefit because many traders are already familiar with their setup, with tools, the indicators they can apply. We also have our own account branded by ourselves on TradingView itself, and we daily push out new trading ideas and technical analysis for people to be able to maybe pick up something, maybe try something, discuss. We always encourage people to also comment and like our trading ideas, basically just to have a healthy organic conversation around what they can do, what works, what are the trends. Always remind everyone that we don't do any financial advice. People should always do their own
Okay.
research. That's why we also develop the academy, as mentioned, and why we have all the discussions. So nothing, you should never invest too high portion of your assets in one asset, even if everything looks so bright and shiny. So as for something else, there is definitely some extra tools going in challenges where which are not handled by TradingView, of course, but by other technologies. You may find it pretty convenient. For instance, once you register, you choose either a direct deposit or go for two-phase challenge. And if you, for instance, choose the two-phase challenge, it has a dedicated menu where you can see all your trades, their outcome, the percentage of your income or loss, God forbid. So we try to make everything simple for people to start. And once they feel that they are ready to take the next step, they have all the advanced tool sets available from very familiar brand for traders called TradingView. I think right now it's very convenient and easy to understand for most traders.
So if I may ask, how long have you been trading personally?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I take it very, very personally because I'd
Yeah.
say I started being interested in trading probably when I've been studying for my second or third year in college. And back then, I've been interested in stock trading. I opened my first account on an exchange, and I wouldn't say I've been very successful. Then later on, like in a few years, I did my master's degree. I had a special course on trading. Also, I did a lot of homeschooling with various courses like Udemy or some other ones, whatever you can find online. I'm not sponsored by them, just mentioning the brands I remember. And I wouldn't say I've been very successful. That maybe I have some problems with emotional control. I'd say that I have like enough theoretical knowledge to probably teach someone trading, especially technical analysis, and I also
Yeah.
explain the concepts. But when I try to apply that to practice, I'd say I fail more than 50% of the time. Maybe it has something with my personal psychological setup and how I approach this activity. Maybe I can fix it. I later on have been involved with trading a lot. When I've been working in DeFi, my previous job was the head of marketing at Anti-Squared Finance, which is a DeFi protocol, specifically an analytical platform for traders. And yeah, I had interactions with them all the time. I've been hosting events for traders. I've been creating various blogs, articles, overseeing those articles and proofreading them. So I understand everything. But when it comes to specifically doing the trades, especially leveraged ones, more often than not, I am wrong, despite any kinds of analysis that I try to apply. I think that's my story. But currently, if we are talking, Dijon slang, I'm hodling and I'm hodling hard and I'm really successful with hodling, like in a positive
Yeah.
way. Sometimes I can admit that works better.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's my story. But many people are very good at controlling their emotions and applying all the knowledge that they received on practice. So I really encourage everyone to try.
I think we're gonna go a little bit off script because I
Right.
do have a question, and
Absolutely.
I think it's something some part of the audience want to know about. It's like, have you ever been into meme trading? Have you ever? What's your point? What's your view on meme coins? And do you consider that part of your trading journey as well?
I had some experience with them. For instance, I've been an advisor to Lambo Llama, and
No.
it's basically a meme coin which has been released last summer. And besides that, I had some success with Pepe. I acquired it. I wouldn't say too much of it, but some, I'd say substantial amount of it in around summer 2023. Then it's been down, then back up. I think currently I am many axes up with it, but basically just hodling. Doge as well. Then I started, trying to research what other top meme coins on other networks are. For instance, Linda on, I'm not sure if it's native to Binance network or something else, but I hold it on Binance. Also, Lynx, which is native to Linea network. I think currently, like as we speak, on the March 31, uh, most of them are down against the period when I purchased them. I think most of cryptocurrencies, especially meme coins, are down since most people purchase them simply because they are being purchased by most people on a hype, and you shouldn't expect most of them being too successful because that's just how markets work. If some make like big bumps, like, and we are talking like quote unquote blue chips of meme coins, whatever
Yeah,
that means,
blue
right? Because you
chips.
probably
Yeah,
shouldn't call meme coins blue chips, but you might. So there
that's
is
true.
Doji, there is Pepe, there is what else, Shiba. So
Yeah,
yeah, against them most would be probably down in the long run against their like the most hyped days. But I wouldn't say I'm trading or hodling too much of meme coins. I would tell you one thing. I read it in a book and I currently take it very seriously. So there is a book, relatively old one, probably from 80s or something. It's called What I Learned Losing $1 Million, and it's written by the commodity trader. And the guy clearly tells that most people who tell that they invest, they really just speculate, and most people who tell that they speculate, they just gamble. So from that, I can clearly admit
yeah.
that whatever I do with meme coins is just pure gambling, regardless of how much quote unquote research I put into that, right? Because you understand that meme coins, they're pure, uh, how to say, pure
Speculations.
yeah, their pure reason for existence is at least speculation, but mostly gambling because you should have some science behind speculation. And the only science
Of
behind
course.
meme coins is marketing. And I know it very
Yeah.
well. I know how that's done. I've been preparing many campaigns. It's good. There's nothing wrong about it, but you should keep that in mind. It's not an asset like in its purest form.
Personally, what's your general approach to risk? What's your general approach to risk management? I mean, trading can get really wild, and most of us can agree with that. So,
That's probably one of the most important questions of this podcast, and I want everyone to listen very carefully. So I'm personally most of the time is very risk averse person, and uh, the problem is that sometimes I do take these risks. For instance, maybe I just follow the hype, and sometimes when people follow the hype, they really follow it too late. So that's what's happening, especially when you try to trade meme coins or just buy a meme coin and hold on to it until you can sell it at 5 or 10x. Here is my advice. So some people get really really excited with access they've received, and sometimes they hold it into oblivion because it can then go down 99%, right? So how I do this, it's my approach, not giving any financial advice, but if I buy a meme coin and then it gains, let's say, 3x, 5x or more, just sell the amount to, reclaim everything in dollar terms, what you've invested. So you've already break even, and then you can hold whatever you want, like as long as you want. I think that's at least mitigating some risk. And often when you've done several access already, it's already fine. You still hold most of the tokens, but you've already, reclaimed everything back that you've spent so far.
Okay. So, and when we're talking about risk generally in stocks, indices, and other parts of trading, you have most of the majority part of your experience in. What are you going to say? What kind of advice will you give responding to how people should approach risk generally?
I don't think I'm the one who should be giving this advice. I'm neither a professional trader nor a very successful one. There are a few like general rules. For instance, always diversify, but also there is a problem with over diversification. If you go into like 20 or 30 assets, you have problems with just trying to handle all that. There are definitely tools when you can that help you to diversify a lot. For instance, that they are very simple to use, basically your portfolio trackers, because
Okay.
especially if you're in DeFi, but often also on centralized exchanges, when you trade, you may get lost with just overviewing your portfolio, because even if it's in dollar terms, it's sometimes hard to follow like by how many percent up or down your every asset is, although many centralized exchanges provide enough information for you to know that. But imagine trying to manage 10 plus assets. That's a lot. So if you're actively trading, like doing swing trading, unless you're doing this full time, but then you're probably professional. So you should probably concentrate on three, four, five assets max. Everything else can be just, I don't know, held, maybe on some yield farming or just simply as hodling. That at least gives you some resource to properly manage and
Okay.
follow your trades and your transactions and your profitability on them. As I've been mentioning, there is MC Squared Finance, very convenient for analytics. There are simpler tools. There is Dbank. You can also check Arkham. All these tools can be used to follow your portfolio in a slightly different way, of course. Just find what better works for you. Maybe somewhere you like the UI better, or maybe somewhere you like the tools better. I don't know. You can mix and match all of them. Most of these tools are free to use.
All right. So we understand that there is a lot of prop firms out there. So what makes SuperTrade stands out? What makes it unique? And what's your secret sauce in general?
I believe that your audience mostly consists of crypto traders and also people interested in crypto. So these people may be really thrilled to know that since SuperTrade has lots of people in its team who previously worked in Web3, we really, I'd say, focus a lot on crypto analytics and also making sure that traders who prefer specifically crypto trading pairs are having all opportunities they may need from a prop trading firm. That doesn't mean that we forget about forex or stock indices or metals. We also follow all of the above as well, and we regularly do new researches and post analytics about them. But I'd say that specifically crypto traders may sleep tight, that everything's being handled in a way that we understand their needs, their interests, the trends. For instance, I'd say last Thursday, I suppose, we released a new technical analysis research specifically on Pepe against USDT, because those few days Pepe was pumping and it's been discussed heavily. So we just to prove that we always follow the trends. And yeah, so once again, you can check our page on TradingView. Just follow it and get regular analysis and trading ideas as well. Maybe you can even try some of the trading ideas, but just don't allocate too many of your assets into just one trade.
That's quite very interesting. So, looking ahead, where do you think you can see a super trade? Let's say in the next 5 years, are there any big goals you're working on or shifts that might be coming in the
Well,
future?
absolutely. I already have few goals on my list. I think it's not too far-fetched to tell that we are actually planning in 5 or even maybe like 2, 3 years to reach the level of the top prop trading firms. And also, we really want to conquer the live event stage. I am currently in the process of thinking what formats would work best for our audience. So whether they'd like some panel discussions between trading experts or maybe something of a weekly news review type of show, maybe we'll just do a combination or try both formats. I think we want to talk to our audience and also have them saying, but at least you need to try with something to show people some, initial results and see what they prefer. There also will be lots of campaigns. For instance, our two-phase challenges are available, starting with $24 per, but occasionally we do giveaways, so people can also get these passes for two-phase challenges and try them for free. They still should be taken seriously. It's not like a quiz or something. It's really a challenge there you trade real prices on various asset pairs and try to beat the market specifically in order to get access to the company funds. But at the same time, it is a way to test your skills without risking some really significant amounts of your personal funds, and I think it's a great opportunity for everyone who's just starting out yet. I may also tell one more thing that we are heavily working with expert traders who have their own communities who are interested in collaborating with us because we are always on the lookout for new experts. And also, if these experts would like to work with their audience on our platform and also, familiarize them with our academy, also create some content, we help them to grow and they can help us to become a better prop trading platform. So we're always accepting new affiliates. So if anyone's interested in various affiliate programs, there are a few ways. We are always happy to discuss. So if they can reach out to us and just ask about the opportunities, we are always happy to explain more.
Well, there's something you actually said that caught my interest. The two-phase challenge. Can you like expatiate on that? Like, yeah.
It starts with person registering on the platform, entering some details, including KYC. Of course, KYC is important because basically payouts are real, funds are real. We're a licensed product, and there are operators that require that KYC. Once you're done with that, you are given the demo account where you get to trade real prices on various asset pairs, and you need to reach a certain profitability percentage in order to get access to the company funds. That is two phase because it comes into installments, because you can get lucky once, and
Okay.
we don't want people to just try it at random, and also we need to safeguard our own assets somehow. So when people are done with both installments, they actually get access to the company funding. And as I mentioned above, if they are profitable, they get to pocket various percentages of go to our website, supertrade.com, and explore further. Because if I'll just start dropping various numbers here, my memory may fail me and I'll just give wrong, false information. So I'd better encourage
Okay.
people to check for themselves and read.
All right. So, I actually before this meet, I actually went through the website and also checked the academy, and I noticed something about instant funding. I was trying to get the point about it. Well, I don't know. Can you like give more information about how users can get approved for instant funding?
Well, getting approved for instant funding is not much different to getting approved for two-phase challenge. You register, complete the KYC, and basically you can deposit straight from your card or your crypto. There are multiple payment methods because we want to cater to people from different backgrounds and also different countries. So once you're done with that, you can deposit just like you would do on an exchange, certain amount of your funds. You can trade with leverage. Of course, leverage can be selected, and I'd advise people to select it carefully, especially considering their own risk preferences, and their experience. Also, doing their own research always. We'd really like people to, as I mentioned before, speculate more than just gamble, even if that's especially right, especially if it's their own funds. That's it. I mean, it's basically a trading platform. We, as I mentioned in the beginning, with prop trading, benefit for some is that you don't need to care about like asset ownership. It's just you trade on your account on a prop trading firm, and it's not like on an exchange where you really purchase assets. And then there are multiple concerns like where are these assets handled, how they're handled, what are other opportunities, am I missing out on, some extra products. Here we specifically focus on traders, not holders or people interested in some extra derivative products or DeFi. So it's quite simple, I'd say.
Okay, sounds amazing, man. Sounds pretty amazing. Apart from charts and numbers, is there any personal lessons that trading has taught you so far that you would like to let us know about?
Well, like personal advice or something else about
Yeah,
our
like
brand?
personal trading lessons that trading has taught you in general that goes beyond just the charts and the numbers and every other thing.
There is definitely a lot to emotional control, and also it's very
Yeah.
important to know when to take a pause. Sometimes people get really frustrated, but in the same time they cannot stop, and then they really start gambling, and in a bad way. For instance, they try to double their positions just to get back what they've just lost, or they can take some extra credits or lend some funds, or basically even if everything's fine with your asset structure, you may still go into heavy loss when you don't know when to stop. Also, be careful with the hype, like what asset is the best, and so on and so forth. They are all being purchased for, very often. So if you see something like a Bitcoin being nominated like a top, crypto asset, then maybe it's correct. But if you see some new meme coin you've never heard of before is being denominated like the best asset to go for, that's probably been purchased specifically to rug you, so be careful with that. Just as I said, with diversification, don't try to over diversify if you're having an open positions. It's fine when you just hold multiple assets, but when you try to
Okay.
manage active swing trading positions, don't just go over five or six. In my opinion, just hard to manage. If you can manage, then probably you're much above the entry level, and then probably I cannot give you any proper advice anyways. But if you're just a beginner, be careful with that. Choose good trading platforms, not the ones that are dubious, even if they seem to offer better conditions, like maybe better bonuses or lower commissions. But if they are dubious, like don't have licenses, have some quirky websites that seem that they've been built like in one day on some free platform for web design, then definitely something risky, you can just get rugged. So basically practical advice, I think. It comes like along anywhere, not just in trading. But yeah, what can you get from a marketer as advice, right?
Yeah. Anyways, with my experience generally with working with certain industries and understanding that every brand should focus on the community they build and also the experience that they can give to their users. So, is there any fun rituals or traditions at SuperTrade that you guys use to celebrate a big win, or something you guys are planning to in the future for people, users that actually get a big win, or probably trying to recover from a tough day?
Do you mean like how we approach like very good trades, or
Yeah.
in our
How
platform?
you,
Okay,
yeah.
so what I am really planning to do is to really do a very careful breakdowns of the trades done by our traders, and if they're comfortable with that, we are happy to make it public. We're happy to give our community the ability to communicate with them somehow. Maybe some people want to keep that private, then we would just tell about the trade, but in an anonymous way, so the trader is not revealed. So I think it's very important. People feel appreciated, but also everybody else can actually review that information. And I think that's actually a really good way to celebrate in a positive manner some good trades. People are taken more seriously. Some of them can be really talented
Yeah.
traders who should get more attention and who potentially can become mentors or maybe open some copy trading accounts. So that's it. I think that's important. Of course, there will be bonuses, and we want, some really successful traders to be appreciated. But in the same time, I should tell that just one very successful trade is always pleasant, but it's almost like cherry picking, right? So, I mean, people
Yeah.
can get lucky. So instead, it's better to celebrate and parade a series of consecutive good trades, especially if they've been risk weighted, risk adjusted, and people just didn't go all in into one, heavily leveraged trade, then of
Trade,
course
yeah.
if they were the market was moving in the right direction and they were lucky, then they win. But that's not something that should be too much paraded around. It's just a bad example, in my opinion. There's pure gambling.
All right. So, looking into the future of trading generally, what do you think is going to be the next big changer for firms like yours?
There are many new, I'd say, approaches in to prop trading. Many of our competitors already trying, for instance, things like offering huge discounts on challenges just to start, so you pay for the whole challenge only when you're successful. We may try
Okay.
that. I've just considered that. Also, we always capable of adding more assets, so it depends on preferences of our community. It's just important to understand that just like with over diversifying for individual traders, for like any kind of a prop firm, it's also important not to go into like 10 or 20 types of assets, because you just add them, but then you lose the ability to properly follow them and then further reference it in your updates, in the materials that you create, in weekly reviews. So currently we have like 4 asset types, and we have the capacity to actually keep those on track. And I think we should stay with that for some time, especially since like the platform itself hasn't launched yet. We're launching like very soon. Not sure I'm comfortable naming the exact date, but probably within next 2 weeks. Once we launch, we may discuss some, new changes that will be happening along the way. But right now, we are fully focused on successful launch of what we have right now. I think that's more than
Okay.
enough, to treat our traders with enough functionality to, start.
So I'm looking forward to that definitely. And of course, I don't want to take too much of your time because it's pretty amazing to have you on here. But before you actually go, can you let the listeners out there know where they can follow along with Super Trade and just know what you guys are up to, or maybe if they want to take a shot at joining the team as well?
We always welcome people to check our website. There are lots of sections: academy, news. We collaborate a lot with various projects, including Web3 projects. If there are some founders out there listening to this podcast, we are happy to doing various cross promotional collaborations. And also we are planning to open our own live event session soon, and would be happy to invite everyone there. So
Okay.
check out our website, supertrade.com. Also, you can write me an email at tad@supertrade.com. We have Linktree. You can probably find it on the website, but if you want a link, it's linktree/the supertrade. And yeah, follow us on X, follow us on TradingView, live updates every day. And both retail traders and also some businesses can find some interesting information with which they can interact, and looking forward for exciting collaborations.
Well, that comes to the end of our meet today, and that was pretty very insightful. Everything you had to share with us about trading, about the emotional states one should have, and also about your honesty in telling us everything about your journey, and also what people should look forward to when it comes to Super Trade.